When I saw that match you sent me, I didn't even remember that match. And then when I did see it with Bruiser Brody, and we were the last two in there, and he was a lot bigger than I was, but I stood up to him pretty damn well, you know. Total flashback. As soon as you sent that to me on my phone, I go, and I watched the whole thing, and I go, okay, so we were the last two in there. I was surprised because he was a big, tall guy, but I projected myself really good up against him. And I remember I heard Paul Boesch saying, Greg Valentine, Johnny Valentine's brother. And that shouldn't have been the case because that's from 1979, right?
Yes.
1975, my dad went down in a plane crash in Carolinas. And he said, well, you can be my son now. Because he was just doing that because, back then, some guy a wrestler be 40 years old or something. They'd say, oh, he's washed up, he's too old. Not the case with my dad. When he went down in a plane crash, there was no more brother. I was his son, thank God. The match was totally awesome. And the fact that I stood my own against that big guy, it worked out really good. I enjoyed it. Thank you for sending that to me. I enjoyed that. I was always methodical, and it wasn't just I wanted everything to look real. Most of my stuff was real, and it was well thought out, and it wasn't too thought out. That's the way I was, And a 2-ring battle royal, I think that was the first time I'd ever been, maybe in New York, but I don't remember. But Andre was part of that, right?
Andre the Giant was on it too.
Yeah.
Did anything stick out to you about Bruiser Brody when you saw it? You wrestled a few times, but it's funny, didn't even remember.
I didn't remember.
So many guys.
I remember meeting the guy in Chicago at this club we used to go to, Stay Out All Night club in Chicago. I remember meeting him there, and he was friendly enough, but I never realized I wrestled him until you sent me that. I remember you mentioned it to me, but I didn't remember it. But now it all comes back, I've got a really good memory, but I didn't remember that one.
What about Paul Boesch as a payoff guy? I've always heard that he was a good promoter and fair.
Back in the day, the three best payoff guys were Vince McMahon Sr., Paul Boesch, and Sam Mushnick in St. Louis. They were good payoff guys, extremely good. And Sam Mushnick, St. Louis was the heart of the NWA, and I think Houston came in real close second. And Paul Boesch was a great promoter, a great human being, good man. He loved my father. My father drew him a lot of money in that Sam Houston Coliseum. And in St. Louis, Sam Mushnick loved my father too. And he sold out there. He helped sell out him along with Dick the Bruiser and guys like that. And of course, Harley Race, you'd have to mention his name. Sold out Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis and the Checker Dome in St. Louis, and great wrestling towns, great wrestling towns.